Welcome, everybody, to the Genesis Mindset. And so today we're continuing on from yesterday. So Maria Rahel, the Atropa Dev, launches motion to dismiss, ticker symbol dismissed, which did a 63x for all the wrong reasons. So, yeah, is it the next 10,000x? No, not likely. And to be perfectly honest, I mean, I'll tell you straight up now, it's clickbait. So you're here, you got the clickbait. I mean, it could. I don't think it will, but it could. But basically, we're going to look at that. We're going to look at this tweet. Maybe what I'm speculating is Maria's putting this energy out into the universe so that we can kind of collectively manifest this reality. So the more people that believe, I mean, it doesn't really just come down to that, right? It's going to come down to like the facts of the case and everything like that. But we're just going to put that positive energy out into the universe. So yesterday, we looked at the Atropa branch emerging with Teh F and the V1 and V2 token launches that Maria Rahel has created. And so today we're going to look at motion to dismiss, and I'll explore how the minting and burning works so you can all see. So just piece by piece, I'm putting this all together. And today's like the nerd version, learn by doing kind of part. The part that, yeah, most people don't like to do. Most people like to wait for somebody else to figure it out. So lucky your boy's here. And yeah, I mean, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. So I just basically try to figure these things out, but I kind of ask in the pub and learn from people. But anyway, also want to first start with, yeah, this is looking pretty healthy. It's looking pretty healthy, this breakout that we've had. So the volume hasn't been like tremendous, but it's looking pretty healthy. So even Pt I now, it's almost back to 1.5 cents. As a matter of fact, I think it even did get to 1.5 cents at one particular point. Oh no, maybe not quite. I don't think it quite got there. So yeah, things are looking healthy. PulseX is looking healthy. Atropa's looking healthy. Obviously, the liquidity bonding keeps it all together. So just having a look at the macro, just a quick snapshot overview of that. Now let's get into it. So today I did this tweet. When I woke up this morning, I saw this. And I saw, is Maria Rahel speculating that the SEC case has been dismissed? This is his newest token. And so motion to dismiss. And of course, I put a clown. Perhaps I might have even put a poo symbol there by now. So motion to dismiss and then dismissed. And the market has also pumped on Pulse Chain, seeming to indicate a potential bottom is in. The best core coin on Pulse Chain is Atropa, and now the banking system arm of the ecosystem is being built out. So I can't remember who it was, but somebody called the Atropa token as like a core coin on Pulse Chain. I was like, you know what? I really like the sound of that. Maybe it was one of my friends as well. I really liked the sound of that, so I started going with it. So I'm calling Atropa a core coin on Pulse Chain. Obviously, the current definition we have is everything that Sommy's dubbed the core coin, so the 4 Richard Hart tickers as the core coins. But that's up for debate. That's just what was at the start. He's called them the core coins, but we can't. I mean, I'm saying that we can expand on that, and I would certainly include Atropa as one of the best performing assets on this particular blockchain. So I would argue that certainly Atropa is certainly vying for a position as a core coin or a blue chip at the very least on Pulse Chain. So the only depression I've had about prices is not having enough money to buy more. And then what ended up happening? People bought it. This was like a tweet that was just to show like, oh, cool, like Maria's launched this token, motion to dismiss. But as soon as people saw this, then they started buying it. And it pumped 63x. I'm like, what the hell? But the liquidity is so thin. So I'll just show you guys the liquidity for motion to dismiss. It's got like just, about $300 of liquidity. And so I'm assuming, I think this was the, so this was dismissed to Pulse, and it pumped. So that actually gives it a good opportunity to now experiment with this minting and burning function that's actually happening. So it was a blessing in disguise, but come on, guys and girls. Please stop doing this, because one day it's just not a good habit to get into. But then again, sometimes I advocate that sometimes it's good to just like ape first and then research later. So it's a bit tricky. So it's a bit of a contradiction. But yeah, that I thought that was funny when I saw someone like post about how it's already dumped, and I'm like, what? It's already dumped? What are you even talking about? Like, this was literally just a tweet to show this motion to dismiss that Maria's like speculating, putting this energy out into the universe. People bought it up. And so it pumped and then it dumped. But, you know, if you bought it, you probably would have lost money because, you know, the wicks, you know, you look at the wicks. I mean, you look at these candles. The reason why these candles are like this is because the liquidity is so thin. It's got $29 of liquidity. So yeah, it's funny. It's just funny that this is what happened. So anyway, now let's actually go into this. So remember yesterday we were talking about V1 and V2 launches. So obviously, motion to dismiss is a V2 launch. So it's the 4354. So what did I end up doing? So I'm not going to go through that process today because I did it all of yesterday. But I added dismissed into here. And so I added dismissed, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do the approving and the minting. So I had, I think it was off the top of my head, DigiBlue. So I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. But yes, so she was telling me that she doesn't know how to do it, and I wasn't sure how to do it, but I was familiar how to do it with I was doing it with like Treasury Bill and Luke, for example, and yeah, like I'm like experimenting with my Lao token. And so I thought it would probably be exactly the same process, and it was exactly the same process. So basically, if we remember, as I was showing yesterday, the parent token, so call parent. So in this particular instance, the parent token is bar. So cheat on the bar, cheat on te bar, cheat on te bar exam. So bar. And so we have that here. So in other words, with bar, you're minting bar. Sorry, you're burning bar to mint dismissed. So the parent token, you burn that to mint the child token. So the parent is giving birth to the child. So in this case, bar is the parent to dismissed. So bar burns to mint dismissed. So I've already done that just to make sure. And now if you have a look at this chart, so these are the kinds of things where this is actually the way to be looking at this ecosystem for now, rather than, oh, this token got mentioned, let's buy it up. It's not the way. And even people that are like some of my best friends who I talk to about this is like, tell us which coins so we can buy them. And I'm just like, that's not the way. That's not the way right now, guys. Anyway, so yeah, dismissed and bar. So dismissed and bar, if it's minting 1-to-1, then the ratio should be 1-to-1. Oh, stop that. Stop that. So what's going on, Michael Shaw? You exhibitionist, you cheeky dog. That just sounded like this huge panic in my heart. So, oh my gosh, you dog, you cheeky dog. So this should be 1-to-1. So this should be the true ratio. So basically, anytime that it's above there, then you're getting profit for minting. Because I'll show you why. The reason why is because if you mint 1 bar for 1 dismissed, but you're selling dismissed, 1 dismissed is worth 1.56 to 1, then you're basically arbitraging that opportunity. So for example, one of the things that I did with this was I just bought a tiny little bit amount of bar, and so I already did that. So I just want to show you, I'll show you again that process. Now this is the end of the process, then I'll go back to the start of the process. So dismissed here, you can see 1 dismissed is worth 1.56177 bar. So just like we see here, 1.5666. So which is, yeah, 1.56177. So it's basically the same, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to sell 33. And so I've made 54 bar. So I'll do that swap. So I'm getting a profit there. So now I'll show you how I can loop this process with just clicking continuously. So thanks to you guys for being like, is that a Jeet where they just rush into something? Whatever that is. So Crypto Elliot, you little pleb. Oh, bro. So I don't... Is this payback for my shoes? Oh, I'll never forgive you for Gifford. I'll never forgive you. Now these things happen, bro. Okay, so yeah, obviously now, okay, so we'll approve this and then we'll get our 54 bar, and then I'm going to show you how to like loop this process manually. And then obviously it comes down to the way that you play the arbitrage. So you could continue to accumulate these coins and build up a position until you sell it down to 1-to-1. So now on this, so now that that's sold, we're probably going to see now actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the 1 second chart. And let's see if there's any movement. Maybe, maybe not. Obviously, because there's a sell, it should eventually come down. So, all right, we've got the sell there. Let's see if we had any movement or if we actually even see the sell. All right, we don't even see the sell. So, yeah, this is why Dex Screen is not all that great. So now how can I loop this process? Okay, so now let's loop this process. So now if bar now burns to mint dismissed, obviously there is an arbitrage opportunity here because it's not one-to-one. I'm getting a profit. So for at the moment, for every one, I'm going to make 1.56 bar. So now let's go here. So bar, the way to do this is you would go to write and you would go to approve. So before you go to approve, you're going to copy the dismissed contract address. Then I'm going to go to bar. I'm going to go write and then approve. And then I've actually favorited this. So I'm just going to press the favorite here just to, again, show you guys and girls. So yeah, you press the favorite. So it's you don't have to like click the extra buttons. Spender. So the spender is that particular contract address. So because there's others that are also connected to bar. So there might be other opportunities, arbitrage opportunities with bar elsewhere. So, and then now have a look at this. So call approve. So I'll put 33 there to say 33 tokens. Please show me the correct. All right, see here how it's actually 3.3000 E17. So it's basically going to approve 0.00000033 because remember what I was saying yesterday, we have to put we have to put 18 zeros at the end. So now if I put 18 zeros, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, call approve. And so now it will say, it should say, yep, 33. So I've got 55 bar, and now it's going to approve 33. So I'm just going to ignore all, sign. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do it with all of them. Give me a second. I'll do it with all of them. So if I had 55, there we go. So call approve. And ignore, sign. So now it's going to approve 55 of these tokens. So then I'm also going to copy this number so I don't have to type the 15 out. So as that's pending. So now this is just approving my wallet to basically be able to mint or basically be able to burn this token so I can mint dismissed. That's what this is doing. So now again, I'm going to go here, all functions for dismiss now. Now I want to mint. So I'm going to go to the mint and all I want to do is enter the amount. So I'm going to enter that same amount that I just approved. And then I'm going to call the mint. Now I want you guys to also pay attention to this. So I'll put this at the top for now. So I've got 55 and it's a weird number because when I first did the mint before I started the show to work it out, I put 33 without all the zeros. So it gives me like, see how you got all these decimal points. It ended up being like, anyway. So that's why there's all these decimal points. So we're going to mint 55. You can only mint as much as you've approved. So if I mean, really, you could probably maybe just approve like, I don't know, 1 million. So you don't have to keep approving every time because it costs gas every time. So you could just approve like 1 million. But there's some sort of, if you approve too many or something, there's some sort of, I don't know, I'm gonna have to look into that, or maybe someone can share some wisdom on that. But yeah, if you approve too many and your wallet is like in this state of like approving too much, it's like not good. It's like a security risk or something. Okay, so now it's actually minted. So damn it. Yeah, if you just click back a few seconds on the video, you would have seen here that it was going to give me like plus 55. Now it's saying simulation failed because it's already minted the amount that's been approved. So now there's no more to mint. So now if we go here, you can see here, obviously it's burnt that 55 bar, and I've now got an extra 55 dismissed. But it's an arbitrage opportunity, so I can continue to sell this. So then I'll sell 33 again. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to sell the max amount. And obviously, the more I sell, the bigger the price impact, the more the price is going to get pushed down. And so I want to do that so you guys can actually see the ratio move down. So it still hasn't moved. So I guess if you would continue to do this, it's probably because it's such tiny amounts. That's why. I mean, if the liquidities, the liquidity for dismissed and bar, if we go here, dismissed and bar, the liquidity is like $22, and I'm doing it with, you know what, it's not going to give me a dollar value actually, but it's a tiny amount. So I just want to see if it's going to start impacting the chart. Yeah, come on, man. I mean, it's not even going to show my wallet address yet, even showing up on here because it's such a minuscule amount. So I could either do that, for example, and then eventually that price will come down to 1-to-1, and then there's no more profit. There's no more arbitrage opportunities there. So the way that I did it was with buying it with pulse chain, for example. So if I go to PLS, so I'm going to buy, what did we have? So we're going to burn bar, was it? So we're going to burn bar. Let's just, I mean, of course the slippage is going to get too high, but at least here you can see how much, like, it's not going to show the dollar value here. So $2. So $2, and that liquidity pool is, I'm going to close that. I don't need that. That liquidity pool of, it's $28. So that's why the slippage is 7.31%. So that's why you would have to do it in really small, tiny amounts. So, which is kind of a lot of clicking and a lot of mucking around. But yeah, you could be the one to build up the liquidity for yourself. So let's just do this. Let's swap. Oh man, I want it to be able to show here, but I don't want to keep pressing all these buttons. Just so you can at least see now that this ratio is going to move down. Let me see if I bring it up on. Let's hope it will come up on this, because Gecko terminals are actually a lot more accurate, but it's been pretty lame lately. It's been extremely lame actually lately. It used to be really good. Now it's gone crap again. So let's have a look at Gecko terminal. What's going on, Grogu? Good to see you in here, Young G. What's going on, Mbelta? How long does it take? I tried it with ads to bladder last night, but had to go to bed as was taking forever. Hang on. How long does it take? I tried it with affection to bladder last night. It shouldn't take too long. I mean, if you can mint bladder with affection, then it shouldn't. Oy, what the hell happened here? Wow, what happened here? I've never seen that before. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long. As you just saw there, the minting and burning, it only took like as long as it would take to do like a buy or a sell. What's going on, Cookie Dead Chocolata? Cookie Dead Chocolata. Hope all is well. I have a question about minting T-bill. Is that possible? How? And is it hard to do? Do you have a vid on it? If so, please share. Thanks in advance. So Mbelta, yeah, I guess it's the same principle as what I'm showing now. So minting the Treasury bill. I think based on what we were going through yesterday, I think like the Fed mints Treasury bill. So the Fed mints Treasury bill. So you would follow the same process. So you would go to the Fed, you would approve the Fed to mint the Treasury bill. But if you have a look here, it's not profitable. So yeah, you can mint it, but you're better off just buying it. So this is what makes it so interesting. So you then could purchase Fed to purchase Treasury bill, and then obviously as you start to do that and buy that up, then the price of the Fed is going to. Hang on a second. All right, one thing at a time. I'll address that in just a minute. So, because I'm actually not 100% sure which one mints with Treasury bills. So Gosh darn, we're not going to be able to see it. I'm not going to sit here clicking this forever, but at least you can understand the principle. So I think that's enough. So obviously you're going to, yeah, Gecko terminal stinking. So eventually you're going to see, if you continue to do this and loop this and just press buttons all day, you're going to eventually see this come down, come down, come down. Obviously and then obviously at the minute, what did we have? So dismissed. So obviously at the minute, it's reflective of that price of 1.5617. So if I continued to do this, then eventually it's going to get to 1-to-1. So 1 swap to 1. This will come down to 1-to-1 eventually. And then so the arbitrage opportunity will be gone. So the arbitrage opportunity, as I was going through just a second ago, I could look at this and go, well, I'll swap some pulse into bar and then burn the bar to mint dismissed, and then swap the dismissed back into the bar, or I could potentially swap the dismissed into the pulse chain, or I could swap the excess. So obviously, each time then you're going to get a little bit of extra. So if all right, let's just let's do this one more time. So I'm going to copy this whole number with bar. So we'll go and approve that process again. Actually, you know what? Damn, I need to copy this one. It kind of seems complicated, but it isn't. Maybe my explanations also aren't very clear, but yeah, I mean, I think it's probably supposed to be this way. I'm just going to approve a shitload, so I don't have to keep doing it. But I can only mint up to the amount that I have in my wallet. I could approve 1 billion. So here well, it looks like I'm approving 10 billion. Is that what it's saying? 10.0000B. I'm approving a lot by the looks of things. Or is that only 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, yeah, so it is 10 billion. Righto. Okay, so view, confirm. And now I'm going to burn all of that to mint the dismissed. And let's hope this time, I'm just going to press the favorite. So I've got to wait for it to load. And then I'll delete that little number there. And then I'll call the mint. I hope, I'm just going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. Okay. I didn't realize that this is how PulseX did it. It actually shows the full, and I'm quite sure that you can show more decimal points. Okay. So that makes things easy. You just copy and paste that whole number, for example. All right, so it's pending. So perks of crypto, this is how long it takes. So yeah, just like anything on the block explorer, with anything that interacts with the blockchain, rather, it'll just take as long as like a buy or a sell. Okay, so now this is burnt. It's giving me my dismissed, and then I'm going to sell all that dismissed for the bar. And yeah, I mean, I guess you could say this is a bit of the trick as well. If you become like a custodian of this, you would also want to maybe set up some liquidity webs around it, so the arbots can fill up. So the arbots can basically assist you in this process as well. So obviously, if I do a heavy price impact, then it's going to push out the value of the token within this liquidity pool versus all the other liquidity pools. So then an arbot's going to come and bring in some of its pulse chain to buy some of this and swap into here. And so it can assist you. So you can use it to assist you in this process. So it's really interesting how there's all these little games. Like, this is a blockchain of abundance. There's so many things. Maria, I remember Maria in maybe it was Zurich, or I think it was Zurich, talking about the Atropa ecosystem is like this planet that can continue to grow out and grow out. And, already we've seen he completed the Atropa ecosystem. And then Now it's like, then he did dysnomia. So there's the Lao tokens, which people can play with and mint. And now there's this particular aspect of the Atropa ecosystem. So there's just, it seems like this is only just the beginning. That's what it seems like to me. So so what money have I just made doing that burn and mint? So that's the part that I'm going to be showing you right now. So, all right. So now, obviously, I've got even more. So if I had 138, so let's just do some little math here. So this is going to be just like very, very basic. So if I had 138, so 229 take 138 equals 91. So let's say I've got an additional extra 91 bar versus dismissed. And so when I initially purchased these tokens, I purchased them with Pulse Chain. So which one was it? Bar. So sorry, we're already on bar. I think I just started with 33. So I would have spent 1,276 Pulse or thereabouts when I initially purchased the bar just to do this experiment with. And now I've got an excess of 91 bar that I can sell back into Pulse Chain, so I can make my initials back multiplied by 3. So it's like, it's small numbers, but it's big math. It's big arbitrage math. So even though it's like tiny fractions of cents, so this is 0.17. So this is, 1.7 cents. So it's not a huge amount, but it's a 3x already in an instant. So very, very cool. So then obviously with that excess, I can sell it into the Pulse Chain. There's my profit. There's my arbitrage. Or again, I can just keep building up my bag of, I started with 33, and I can keep building it up, building up. And then I can grow my own position of dismissed and bar. And then I can keep adding to that liquidity pool, for example, and I could thicken up the liquidity. And the more that liquidity thickens up, the more beneficial it is for me, the more that I might choose to continue to thicken up that liquidity. And so as this whole ecosystem gets built out and there's all these different arbitrage opportunities and one-to-one, these liquidity pools are so small. So again, I'm looking at this like we're in the very early stages. We're in New York in the horse and buggy times, and we're looking for that prime real estate, and we're positioning ourselves with that prime real estate. So it's not big numbers, but the arbitrage is there. So what's going on here? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Or are people buying dismissed? Is that what's happening? What? It should be going the other way. What the fuck? No comprende. Maybe people are buying dismissed. Probably people are buying dismissed because it said 10,000x. What's going on? What is actually going on? So, yeah, maybe people are buying dismissed. So, or maybe people are buying it to start experimenting with this process. So there you go. That's what's interesting. So even as you start to buy into it, it's because as the liquidity is so thin, it's going to start to like push the prices. Let me have a look here. Did we get any 47? Yeah, maybe people. Yeah, maybe people did a buy, and that's what's pushed that. Wow. So it's 1-2 at the moment. So it's 1-2. So whoever's doing this, I'd love to be able to see where. I mean, if I want to look into exactly where this is coming from, I can look at the block explorer, but it's not registering my little swaps because my swaps are maybe too small. So whatever this 11111 is, I mean, gee whiz, it's probably like an R bot. They're probably R bots of some description, or somebody's got a sweet wallet. So at the moment, it's 2-1. It's 2-1. So I could keep doing this process. So I could just continue to do this process. So now I'm gonna again go back here, and I'll just show you. Now I can basically double that amount. So now I'll go to mint that same amount. So call the mint with the full amount of I don't need to approve it, remember, because I've already approved 10 billion, so I don't need to go over that process again and again. So it's a lot of button clicking, but there's opportunity. And so now it'll approve it. Now it will go through. Very nice. Thinking you might have spent more than what you made on gas, though. If you had done larger amounts of burn mint, the gas would work out cheaper. Correct. That's a really, really, really good point, actually, Puffy. So thank you for pointing that out. So exactly. So obviously, yeah, the math here is also taking into account the gas fees. So yeah, keep that in mind. So I was only doing this as like a tiny little experiment to show you what you can do, but you would probably want to do it with larger amounts. That's what you would want to do. But now I've got some larger amounts. So for example, now this should end up swapping. So then I'll have all the dismissed on this side. Here we go. See it in real time. Now this should be like 400 and something. Yeah, 450. So then obviously if we look at our gas each time we do this, because then obviously it's going to cost gas as well. So this, yeah, I mean, so 373 gas. So yeah, there you go. So great, excellent point, Puffy. So you also have to factor in the gas into these equations as well. So yes, really, really good point. So thanks for paying attention. All right, cool. So that's it. So I'm going to keep this a very, very short episode. Super Chelsea, nice, bro. Welcome from Vietnam. One of my meditation buddies is there at the moment. He's Vietnamese, so he shows me how to do like Vietnamese style coffee. Loving it in the morning. So all right, hope all is well. I have a question about minting Treasury bill. Is that possible? How? And is it hard to do? Do you have a video on it? I do actually have a video on how to mint Treasury bill. So maybe Mbelta, I might not go through it in this because I have done it before, or maybe I'll just quickly see if I can figure it out. So what was it? The Treasury bill. So again, if I look through here, damn it. Yeah, I don't actually know. I can't remember what I need to mint it. I think maybe it was the Fed. I think maybe it was the Fed. So let's just do that same process then. So I'll get my pulse chain with I'll just buy some Treasury bill. So I'll just buy 1,000 worth. So I'll buy 1,000 Treasury bill. $211 gas. Those are the things that I pay attention to, by the way. So when I'm always watching gas prices when I'm doing swaps. That's also another indicator for me as to whether Pulse Chain is really in a bull market, because you're just seeing the whole chain just explode and the gas prices are going like through the roof, so to speak. And that's when I know, we're really in like a bullish momentum stage as well. Teh F. So let's also buy 1,000 of these. Oops, 1,000. All right. So it's a lot cheaper. So it's one way or the other, and I can't remember which way it was, but we'll find out now. Maybe I can find a clue with balance of, owner, symbols, allowance. I wonder what. No. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the Fed. Yeah, allowance. All right, it's going to be one or the other. My guess is basically Treasury bill. I think Treasury bill you mint for the Fed. Sorry, you burn the Treasury bill to mint the Fed. Yeah, that's why at the moment it's like the premium. It's you're basically better off. So at the moment it wouldn't be profitable. So I think you're you're burning Treasury bill to mint the Fed. So at the moment, obviously, you wouldn't do that in this particular instance. So I'm glad you brought this up and built up, because you wouldn't do that in this particular instance because it's not profitable to do that. So if you're burning 1,000 Treasury bill for 1,000 Fed, you wouldn't do that because obviously you're getting less. You're better off just buying it. So this kind of like game theory dynamic that comes into it makes it very interesting. So I've pulled up a couple of others here. So bar. So I went down from the child to the parent. So dismissed to bar. Oh, here we go. Cool. There we go. So now you can see. I wonder if that shows my cell. So where's my wallet? Yay! So you can finally see it. Cool. So I'm really glad that happened. There we go. All right. There we go. Cool. So now you can see the first red candle. So if I continue to do that, it's eventually going to go down to, I mean, it could even go lower. So then obviously each time you do it more and more and more, then you're going to get less and less and less until it gets to below the one-to-one. So for example, this token bar and this token, which is its parent token, same thing, but in this particular instance, it's not profitable because it's below the one-to-one. Same thing here. So now it's probably better to show it. It's probably easier to show it. I think it should be if I... Oh, yeah, hang on. Bar. What have I done? Yeah, bar to that. And then this little clock symbol. So I think the clock symbol ends up being... Oh, that's kind of a bit of a pain. So then I'll invert the pair because I want to just... Maybe it just makes it easier to always see, like, if you can kind of get used to always seeing... Yeah, so this is the same. So it's not currently profitable. So here it was, here it's not. So the only reason why this has gone up so much is because people bought it. So in terms of the Treasury bill, how do we mint the Treasury bill? I think that's right. And Belter, I don't think anyone can except for Maria. I think only Maria can mint the Treasury bill token. I don't think the rest of us can, which is interesting because it makes it like a key part of the dynamic of the system. So it's almost like Maria, as the Wizard of Oz of this whole ecosystem, can keep this whole economy stabilized with the math, and he'll know what to mint and how much to mint. So yeah, I just wanted to show you these very basic ones. So yeah, now that I think about it, you can't actually mint. You can't mint Treasury bill. You can't mint Treasury bill. Only Maria can. So yes, please hit that like button. Thanks, TS Pedro. So I'm gonna leave it at this. So what's going on, fam? Keep them coming. I really appreciate your work learning as I'm taking my daily walk. Oh, nice, man. Yeah. And also people have been requesting timestamps. So yeah, obviously it ends up just being extra work, right? This is kind of why I like the live streams, because I don't have to edit anything. And when I used to edit in the past, like I'd pre-record and edit and then do timestamps. But today, I also do I listen back on my own things, because I'm even like learning from myself as well, and then also like I'm constantly trying to improve how I speak to make it more succinct and more clear. So yeah, maybe as I do that these days, I'll start to get some timestamps. But if anyone else wants to do the timestamps, I mean, you're more than welcome to. I would certainly appreciate the help. If you listen to the whole stream, please, yeah, take some timestamps, and I'd definitely appreciate that. So I thought he said you could mint it, but maybe I'm wrong. Thanks for your time. Yeah, I think, and Belter, I don't. So when Maria Rahel was talking about minting, you can actually mint Treasury bill, but not us. Like it's a mintable token, but I think maybe that's what was meant by it. But I could be wrong. Maybe there is a way to actually mint it that I'm not familiar with. Yeah, unless could you do it with like could you do it with these tokens? I can't remember which way it was. So I can't remember if it was vice versa. So if you're... Yeah, it wasn't. Okay, yeah. I was thinking maybe with these tokens you could mint Treasury bill, but no. No. I don't think anyone else but Maria. So thanks a lot, Puffy. Thanks everyone for joining. Hit the like, continue to comment. Yeah, keep asking questions. It's really good. It was a very short, let's do it together kind of episode. So it's a lot of button clicking, but I think that there's enough there that maybe people can experiment and start to wrap their head around it and then maybe come up with some ideas. Also, I guess just very quickly, I will start doing I put out a poll. I put out a poll to see if anyone wanted to do like a speculative like Atropa. And it seems like, yeah, the polls is like mostly yes. Oh, here we go. 61 votes. That's cool. All right. So yes, I'd love to share. No, I'm too shy. So 72% of people would love to share their speculations. So obviously the whole Atropa Pt I, there's a lot of wild speculations and people have got wild stories. As a matter of fact, like, you know, one of the coolest stories. So yeah, just to show you guys, this was the first one that I did do the timestamp. So yesterday's one, people were requesting timestamp. So I did do that. So while I was at the gym, getting huge at the gym, I was listening and taking note of the timestamp. So I hope you just meet me down the end of this dark alley. Muddy the cheeky dog. So I think, what was it? If you go to my YouTube channel and you type in maybe Moon King, wild speculation. Yeah. So this was like, people love the speculations. Check this speculation out. Definitely check this speculation out. So type in wild speculation or just Moon King on my channel and it'll be the first one to come up. I might even actually post it on my Twitter because it's an awesome one. And people love the speculations. Like this whole Atropa ecosystem is like, it lives on speculation. So me and Muddy here, one of my boys, have been trying to come up with a name for that particular show. So I'm going to have, for the first episode, I'm going to have Bud. So Bud has appeared on 2 the Atropa Movement episodes. So I'm going to have, like, I don't know how often it's going to be, but if you guys have some speculations that you want to share, which it definitely looks like there's plenty of people that do want to share speculations, and it will be another, like, maybe on a Friday night in America. It's going to be an afternoon episode for me. So it'll be maybe streaming more like sort of 7 to 10 hours prior to this time. So maybe for Europeans, it'll be like right at the end of the night. But yeah, it's just going to be, anyone can come on and share their speculations, what they've found. So Bud is going to share some of his speculations about CFDs and how this concept around Maria potentially being the NASA scientist that Richard Hart was talking about in previous streams. So we're going to dig into that little speculation, because I think, you know, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists and flat earthers and that, and I think it's just fun. And in the conspiracies, in the speculations, there's always maybe sometimes a little bit of truth in there as well. So it's always a bit of fun. So Todd Serb, I've never seen you in here, bro. So good to see you in here. So is it safe to hold Treasury bill? I mean, I guess you would have to decide that. My personal thesis, based on essentially what Maria has said, is that it's going to $1. So yeah, I like the look of Treasury bill personally. So you take that as you like. So, but given Treasury bill is like an integral part of all of this branch that's now branching out, as we can see here, like yeah, he's just going crazy with all these tokens. So this is just within the last few days. So yeah, I definitely like the look of Treasury bills. So hold to $1. So anyway, thanks very much, everyone, for joining. This was a practical session. So yep, maybe we'll stream tomorrow, maybe not. We'll see how we go. So with that, take care, everyone.